Hello again, and welcome back to Illegally Cited. This is Jesse here, and I am back for another Geek Loot Spotlight video. And this time we were taking a look at the Gears of War 4 life-size replica of the Lancer weapon. And this thing is really, really cool. So before I go any further, I want to give a quick disclaimer. I did not purchase this item myself. I was actually part of a cool accessibility project that I am not at liberty to really say anything more about at the moment. But as a cool, pleasant little surprise, the team that I work with did send me this item. We were chatting about these, and yeah, so I want to thank the team for for everything that day, and for this cool, not so little surprise. So yeah, the Gears of War 4 Lancer. Now, before I want to say one more thing before we get into the product itself. If you are interested in Gears of War, which is a third-person shooter series. We're on the 5th one, actually, right now. Gears of War 5. In one of their latest updates, as I'm recording this video, they have added an audio ping system for one of the popular multiplayer modes. It is called Escape, and it's the ping escape feature that allows people to navigate through this environment as you're escaping with your teammates and shooting other enemies completely audibly. And I have not tried this yet myself. I've been meaning to get around to it. Other blind players have shown this off on YouTube. I'm pretty sure, I believe it was Sightless Combat. I believe I watched one of his videos, and there may be a couple others that I forgot, but that have also shown this off. So definitely check out that feature of Gears 5, which I believe is also on Game Pass. So if you have an Xbox and want to try it out, Xbox One or an Xbox Series X or S, try it out. You know, that's awesome. Now, unfortunately, this ping is not available in the campaign mode yet, and I have a feeling it might be a little bit much to try to figure out how to retrofit that into something as big as the campaign. But now that they figured it out for one mode, it really wouldn't surprise me if they do another Gears game in the future, if we see something like that come to a future title. So enough with the actual game stuff. You want to see this cool replica. So we're taking a look at the box here, and this thing, like I said, I was expecting, when I heard replica, I thought it was going to be, I didn't really pay too much attention. I thought it was going to be like a little bit smaller, fairly good size, but pretty small, pretty light. This thing is big. I got this thing in the mail the other day, and the box goes like almost up to my chest. This thing is ginormous. And so here we got the box. Gears of War 4 gives you some information on the Lancer itself. And if I grab it, I'll show you the back of the box, which gives some more detailed information about... come here. Oh, don't fall off. I don't want to bump the chair with the thing on it here. But we got the back of the box here. We got all kinds of information about it. Just kind of pan across so you guys can see the information on the back of the box. There you go. So enough of that cardboard. Let's take a look at the real deal here. Let's shove this off to the side. And now I'm going to stand up because I purposely put it on my chair so you could see this thing. For those who don't have any usable vision, or not enough usable vision, this thing is, like I said, it's a life-size replica. I have it sitting across the arms of my old desk chair. And on either side, it's probably a good several inches extending past each of the arms of this chair. Probably, what, 6 inches or better on either side? Probably more. I'm terrible at estimating distance. But this thing is big. I mean, it goes across the whole friggin' chair. So let's pull this bad boy in a little closer and get a close-up of this Lancer. So you do have an orange tip, because for, legal and kind of the replica reasons that weapons have to have that. But look at all the detail. Got your big old, my favorite part of the weapon. And for those who are unfamiliar with Gears of War, this weapon, it's called the Lancer, of course. It is a combination assault rifle and chainsaw bayonet. I remember when the first Gears came out, this was just one of the coolest weapons. I'm like, oh, sweet. You're shooting dudes. They get too close, rev up the chainsaw, just cut them in pieces, man. Slice them up, baby. And that's what this is. You got the barrel there, and you've got this giant chainsaw. Of course, it doesn't move or anything, and they're all plastic. It's not, real blades, but they are fairly sharp, even for plastic. So you've got, look at the detail even on each one of the little blades there. See all the little mechanisms and gears and all kinds of stuff there. Now this part here, this whole kind of mechanism right here, it flips forward just a tad. There we go. And then this piece here is a giant clip. So I can yank this out and pretend like I'm reloading. This is just a hollow kind of magazine here. I can yank it out, slam it back in, and then yoink this back, so it's kind of like you're reloading. So again, we'll move back a little bit more. Got some more detail up there. We'll get to this guy in a moment. And we'll, got your trigger, you got your safety there, which also turns the device on if you have batteries in it, which I don't. I will explain that in a moment. And there is the back of the weapon. So, if you put batteries in, which there's a couple reasons I haven't, because A, it's a pain in the butt. You actually have to unscrew a compartment, slide out the battery thing, and then put the batteries in and then screw it all back together. And the other thing is that this thing requires 4 C batteries. Now, I don't remember the last time I used a device that even used C batteries. It's probably been 20, 30 years since I've ever used a device that used those ginormous C batteries. So I definitely don't have any of those on hand. And like I said, I don't remember the last time I even used something that had those, let alone needed 4 of them. So I do not have batteries inserted for this particular video, but if I do put some in eventually, I may do a quick follow-up just to show you, because it does light up. If there are a few lights that kind of light up. When you pull the trigger, you'll hear the gun noises, you'll hear it fire. But more importantly, you also have this little handle guy here, and if you yank it forward and slide it back, you've got a little lever here that you can rev up the chainsaw, and then you yank this thing forward and then yank it back. So basically you're revving up the chainsaw, and it'll make the chainsaw noises and the revving noises. So that is really cool. Just holding this thing and then just, holding it in the one hand and then just yanking this thing forward, just like you're going to rev up the chainsaw. And because it is as big as it is, it's just a really cool weapon, actually. So let me try to flip this over so you can see the other side. Like I said, this thing is not light. Trying to hold my phone and do this one-handed. I thought about the tripod, but as big as this thing is, it's just easier to hold the phone. So again, you've got, we'll kind of pan from the back forward this time. Oop, let me move my hand so that gets out of the way. So you pan forward. Again, look at all the detail. Look at all the fine detail on like the patterns, the mechanisms, all of the various details on the weapon, other side of the clip, and then the reloading mechanism there. You got all the detail. And on this side, you also have a working flashlight. Yes, so there's, I'll just show you that in a minute. So there's your, again, we'll pan down, show you the chainsaw bayonet, badass. Heck yeah. But this thing pops right out. Takes 3 AAA batteries. I don't have them currently inserted, but if I need a little flashlight, I could unscrew the top here, and then you use the button on the back. You just push it in and then turn it on and off. But yeah, you get a nice little working handheld flashlight. And when you're not using it, you just bring it back up here. And let's see if I can do this one-handed with the, there we go. And there you go. Right back on there, just snaps right in there. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the Gears of War 4 Lancer full-size replica. There are a couple other versions of it. I know there's a limited edition gold version, and it's all gold, like solid gold. I've seen a video of it. I mean, not like real gold, but gold coloring. And then there is a Gears 5 version that is red. It's kind of black, and it's got like black and red coloring to it. That one looked pretty cool too. But this is kind of the original way that the gun looks in the game. And like I said, the Lancer is definitely one of the most unique and cool weapons, I think, in any shooter. Definitely one of the most unique that I can think of. You know, there's been all kinds of different like rocket launchers and shotguns and rifles and whatever, but I mean, come on, you got an assault rifle with a freaking chainsaw bayonet. How cool is that? Now they just need to make a replica of the crazy cerebral bore from Turok 2 Seeds of Evil. Anybody remember that thing? Yes, it was a weapon. It is a real thing. You can look it up on YouTube or something. Look up the cerebral bore Turok 2 for the N64. It was this weapon where you would shoot out this like drill projectile. It would bore into the nearest enemy's head, drill into their skull until their head exploded. They would grab their head in pain and then poof. So yeah, you know, ripping people apart with a chainsaw, exploding their head, you know, just your casual warfare there. But there you go, guys. Again, sorry I didn't have batteries put in it, but I don't have any C batteries at the moment. And like I said, you have to unscrew part of this to actually take it out and put it in. And the other thing is that this is really meant to be a collector's item. You know, I'm not going to be playing with it constantly, so I don't want to put batteries in it and then a few years from now forget about it and then have battery acid leaking in the battery compartment because I forgot the batteries inside of the little collector's item here. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. The Gears of War 4 life-size replica of the Lancer. Like the video if you did. Subscribe if you haven't done so already. You can follow me on Twitter at BGFH79, twitch.tv/illegally-cited, illegally-cited.com, and right here on YouTube. So until next time, I will chat with you guys again later.
Stop recording video.